Democracy at work again. Soon, voters in Taiwan will line up at the ballot box to choose a president and lawmakers. Many will travel far to get to their polling place, some for most of the day. That's because in Taiwan, you can't necessarily vote where you live. Instead, you vote wherever your family is registered. When election day comes, that's where you have to go, even if it's at the other end of the country. Try to vote anywhere else, and you'll be turned away. It is possible to break off from your family's registry and declare your own household, but it's a bureaucratic process, and you have to pay more tax. So most people who've moved away just make the trek home to vote. The system is especially hard on Taiwanese citizens living abroad, who have to stay registered in Taiwan and fly back before Election Day. Taiwan isn't the only country with this kind of family registry system, but it's unique in not allowing early or absentee voting of any kind.
Unlike South Korea and Japan, Taiwan has never actually developed an alternative procedure. Part of the reason for that is that there's concerns about fraud or voter impersonation.
It may keep elections transparent and quick, but not all citizens think it should be quite so rigid. One big push to change things came ahead of elections last year, back when COVID-19 rules were still in force. These rules kept thousands who were still in quarantine from being able to go out and cast their ballot.
So there was a lot of criticism directed at the Central Election Commission then for not developing an alternative mechanism for people to vote. And the CEC's response was, well, we don't have legal authority to do that.
And so things stayed as they are. This year has seen another call for change, this time from prison inmates. Although this group is legally allowed to vote, they're prevented from doing so in practice.
2005年以后，褫夺公权里面已经把不能投票这个规定拿掉了，所以其实受刑人其实他从头到尾就是有投票权的，在已经有18年的时间，他们有投票权，但是没有投到票。
But like a failed prison break, lawsuits to change this have made it through the court, then hit a wall. Taiwan's constitutional court has rejected a suit by NGO Prison Watch that would require prisons to set up polling places, effectively a form of absentee voting. Prison Watch says it hasn't given up the fight. It even says there's been some signs, though disappointingly small ones, that things could still change.
其实在前2年的时候，行政院有推一个公民投票法，是全国不在籍投票的。但很可惜的是说，这一届的那个立法委员到这是最后一个会期了，都没有让这个法案就是真的有通过，而且也比较不敢去碰。
But it says Taiwan's lawmakers, and the public more generally, just aren't comfortable with the idea of absentee voting.
所以我们以前选举其实也是蛮黑暗的，有那种突然关灯票就丢下去的，或者是说有那种很多作票的情形，那也因此就是会让我们对于像是就是通讯投票的信心不足。
But that was decades ago, when Taiwan was still under authoritarian rule. Since then, it's become a robust and transparent democracy. But it still has a way to go to ensure all citizens can reasonably exercise their right to take part and have their voice heard. Howard Chang and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.